Hello and welcome everyone. Just like every day, you are all welcome to the after market analysis session. Every day at 5 p.m. after the Indian market closes, we conduct the after market analysis session for Nifty and Bank Nifty. In this session, we look at how, what, and where things happened in the market today and basically how the footprint gave us confirmations. If you are new, want to learn how to read footprints properly, want to learn order flow well, and want to learn how to use GoCharting effectively, then you can join this daily live webinar. You will get the link to this webinar on GoCharting's Discord and Telegram community before 5 p.m. in the evening. Also, if you click on the notification in the top right corner, you can access the link for the webinar by clicking there as well. In any case, if you miss this live webinar, the recording of this webinar will be available on GoCharting's YouTube channel. I have shared the link to GoCharting's YouTube channel in the message, and you will also find the links to the community and YouTube in the description of the uploaded recording of this video. You can go there and join from there. Okay, now, let's check the conformation of volume profiles. Let's see how and what kind of conformation we get from volume profiles. Okay. So, if we look at yesterday's volume profile, there were two nodes formed. The first one and the second one. The second one wasn't that big, but the first one, this one, was quite large and the VPOC zone was also right here. So, we marked the low of that volume node, meaning this entire thing is the volume node. We marked the lower part of it. Okay. When the lower part broke, that means the entire volume node has been broken. And now, if we look at the whole consolidation, the VPOC zone for this entire consolidation has come out here. Okay, so we had marked this level. Okay. And we had also marked the high because this is the very high from where the market was getting rejected for 2 days. In any case, if it went up, there was this volume node at the high. Okay, if it came down again, there was this volume node. So, we had marked the previous day's volume node and also the volume node of this entire consolidation here. If only. If you look at just these, then this one zone, and this one, and yesterday's, that's it. Now, based on these very volume profiles, today let's see how the order flow, what conformation it gave, where the buyers came in and where the sellers came in, and how. What kind of confirmation did we get? Okay, okay. Now, to read the footprint properly, you should know what delta is. Because with the help of delta, we are going to read the footprint here. Now, what exactly is delta? In simple language, the difference between buyers and sellers is what we call delta. For example, this is the first candle. Okay, where is the footprint of this candle? This is the footprint. Alright. On the right side of the footprint, we have buyers, and on the left side, we have sellers. We add the buyers on the right side. Okay, let's just assume any number. Let's say 1 lakh. 1 lakh okay plus 1 lakh, and there are sellers on the left side. Let's add these sellers. Suppose the total comes to 1,41,000. Okay, so what does delta say? I subtract these two from each other. Okay, the buyers on the right side and the sellers on the left side. We have assumed this value. Okay, fine. So what does delta say? I subtract these two. What is the value that comes out for both? Minus 41,000 because there are more sellers. 1,40,000 sellers, 1 lakh buyers, so 41,000 sellers are here. Okay, so the same delta is shown here because it's inside the red box and there's a negative sign in front of the value, so that means it's a negative delta. Negative delta means there are more sellers. Okay, how many more? 41,000. Now look at this candle. What is there in this candle? There is a value of 78,000 and it is inside a green box. So that means this is a positive delta. There is no negative sign in front of the value, right? So that means this is a positive delta and this time it is showing us the value of the buyers. It means that inside this candle, there are more buyers compared to sellers. In the previous candle, there were more sellers, so it was in a red box with a negative value. This time, since there are more buyers, it is in a green box and there is no negative sign in front of the value either. Okay, so this is what delta is: positive delta and negative delta. Positive delta denotes buyers. Negative delta denotes sellers. You can pick any candle from anywhere. For example, look at this candle. It's a red candle. But what is the delta indicating? Inside this candle, there are more buyers, so even though it looks like selling, actually nothing much happened inside this candle. Again, look at this one, and again this one. You can see green candles. But boss, if we look at the delta, there was hardly any buying. This is how order flow helps you. If the market is getting stuck somewhere and green candles are forming, or a hammer candle is forming, or an inverted hammer is forming, right? Then you should also check the delta ones. If there's no real buying scenario, right? So what will we do now? Like, look at the first candle, 41,000 delta, 78,000 delta. Okay, and then look at this delta, just 2000, okay, just 10,000, just 13,000, just 16,000, just 8,000, just 7,000, and look at this 81,000, okay, this is around 70,000. That means some candles. If you look at these candles and then look at these candles, the delta value of these candles is very high, and some candles have a very low delta value. It means the candles which have a heavy delta, there is more buying and selling happening within those candles, okay, and those are the candles that clearly indicate the market direction. And the candles with a very low delta value, those candles do not have the potential to clearly show the market direction, and there isn't much buying or selling happening in them either. So, what is the better option? Pick those candles. The candles which have heavy delta and where there has been heavy buying and selling. What will we do? We will pick only those candles. Now, how to read the delta of those candles, like the first candle, and how to read their footprint. Like, let's take the first candle. What did the delta of the first candle indicate? There are more sellers, no problem. Jumped to the footprint. Went to the seller's side, saw who is more sellers. Went to the seller's side and identified the place where the maximum selling happened. This is that spot, mark this place. Okay, now what happens with the first candle is that it's the candle where the most buying and selling happens every day. So, trade the first candle a bit more carefully. Second candle, what happened in the second candle? Till now, the highest volume, look at this, is 40,000, 40,000, and the next candle's volume delta strength is 78,000. Okay, so it's better to follow the one with 78,000. What does this indicate? That there are more buyers in this candle. It went towards the buyer's side. We saw the spot where the most buying happened. This one. Okay. Right now, which one has the higher volume? The second candle, the first candle gets this every day, and no other level is even close to it. We can even skip the first candle. Alright, I'll explain the reason here. Even if you do consider it, what should you look for? Okay, buyers came in during the first candle, but then the next candle, and the one after that, and the one after that. None of the candles broke that buying zone upwards. So that means all the buying that happened in this candle has been completely absorbed here. As soon as the buying zone was broken, this candle indicated it. This candle showed that all the buying zones of the second candle have been completely absorbed. A pullback came, tapped that same zone, and then a sharp downside fall started. Even in this downside fall, one thing was observed. If you follow the first candle and mark this zone, boss, then you will see that there is selling at 23k, selling at 25k, selling at 30k. Whenever the market is taking support here, selling is coming in. So, the chances of this level breaking are higher, right? And here, buying has been absorbed. The market is repeatedly. One is tapping resistance and no buyers are interested. Not even a single candle with a positive delta, okay? Okay, now the downside has started. The first candle, in which we saw a significant amount of selling. The second candle, okay, 81,000 selling, 71,000 selling, 81,000 selling, 71,000 selling. Which are the main selling zones in this candle? This one, and this one here. Okay, so what happened here? The price moved from here to here, but as soon as it reached this point, aggressive selling started. Okay, selling started in quite a large quantity. Maybe there were limit buyers here as well. The price kept on selling continuously and kept moving downwards. It means that selling started in larger quantity from here. Because somewhere there was also a support zone. It was yesterday's high. That was also broken. So now what we will do is, we will mark the zone from where heavy selling started. This one. Okay. The price came back on a pullback, exactly at those same zones. See this 65.20, 62.25 and this 28. We have marked these big orders only. It came on a pullback, but it was not possible to hold that much. Meaning, it came on a pullback, but there were fewer buyers as well. Okay, it also faced a rejection. Alright, but it broke that zone on the upside. It broke it, but in the sense that it didn't give a clear-cut indication that it broke and went up. But when it started holding again on the downside, when it started holding below this zone, then we saw another downside movement here. In this candle as well, there was quite a bit of selling. Look at this, a delta of 34k and selling of 28k. So here, we observed one thing. Aggressive sellers had come in here. The price started to continue moving downwards. Now look at this, exactly 26k selling with complete absorption, and the price moved upwards. Alright, and when the same thing repeated for the second time, at exactly the same price, see this, selling came in and the price moved from here to here. There was no selling anywhere along this entire path. Selling only came in on the downside. A negative delta of 44k, 28k selling, and just after the selling, the price moved upwards. So what does this mean? This is the zone where selling is happening, and when the market went up for a while, it has, in a way, covered all the selling zones. See, these transactions have taken place. The same selling absorption zone was held. Without any selling, we saw an upside movement. Till where? Up to the same high here, Okay, the same upside movement till here. There was some buying. See, the maximum delta is showing that there was buying of 36,000 as well. This is from the buying zone of that candle. But just after the buying, the price moved down. There was some light selling as well. It came on the pullback, a downside rejection. So, what exactly happened in Nifty today? There was buying, it got absorbed, and then a pullback came. Here, aggressive selling came in, but here the selling started getting absorbed. During the pullback, the market couldn't quite hold that selling zone perfectly. Okay, then the market came back here. Again, we saw another selling absorption. That same zone held, there was an upside movement, and this time, see, a resistance zone was created from this very selling. But during the pullback, we didn't see any bearishness at all. Now see, when it came back here, we saw buying absorption. So, resistance plus buying absorption. Okay, again, there was a downside movement on the pullback. This was the zone where selling started getting absorbed, and this was the zone where aggressive sellers had stepped in. And here today, buying absorption took place. This was today's quick analysis of Nifty. Now, whatever doubts you all have, please unmute yourself and ask them.